All right, let's talk about some skincare items. I've been getting asked what my skincare routine is, so I thought I would share some of the items that I've used, some that I've repurchased, some that I'm planning on repurchasing. By the way, I'm a combination oily skin, although my skin has been lacking a little moisture recently, or this year in general. So I used to use more gel cleansers back in the day. Now I stick to these two because my skin has been responding really well to this kind of cleansing routine as opposed to something that foams up, or a gel kind of cleanser. Morning and night varies. Sometimes I'll do one cleanse in the morning. Sometimes I'll do two if I didn't remove my makeup very well the night before. But the two cleansers that I use are these two. So this is my first cleanse. This is the Clinique Take Off the Day, which has been a repurchase for me, and I'm almost ready to repurchase this again. I will grab about maybe that much of this product and really massage it onto my skin. Focus in these particular areas here and everywhere, even into my hairline, because you get makeup in those areas, back here, even down to here. I'll just massage it really well. I'll spend a good minute and a half or two massaging, and this does a really awesome job at breaking everything down, especially if you're a makeup wearer. Highly recommend something like this because it's not overly expensive. This lasts a really long time. You don't need a lot of it. And then what I'll do is I'll go in with a microfiber towel. I have a ton of these towels. I only use them, I use a new one every single day, and what I'll do is I'll put it under running water as hot as I can get it, squeeze out the excess, put it on my face, and really press it into my skin. And then I'll massage it gently and remove all of the makeup off. I'll rinse this out and take off all of the whatever makeup is on here, and then put it on once again, and then really get into these particular areas here in this area, and just whatever remaining makeup that I have, that will remove it. My second cleanse here is from Tatcha. This one I found out about from Caroline here on YouTube. She is a licensed esthetician and a working esthetician. This is the One Step Camellia Cleansing Oil from Tatcha. I think that this has been working really well for me, by the way. I want to try the Tatcha Harper one next. This one right here is really nice because it has anti-aging properties, which is the reason why I use it as my second cleanse too. This doesn't really have any really skincare benefits. This one does. This feels very organic on the skin. It's not a overly fragranced oil. It doesn't leave me greasy. It doesn't feel like my skin is stripped once I put this on. I'll grab one pump of this and once again massage it onto my skin. Now in the morning, sometimes if I've done a very thorough skincare routine the night before, I will only use this one. I will not go in with the first cleanse. I'll only do one cleanse. But if I lacked, was being lazy the night before, then I'll go in with these two. And same thing, I'll go in with the same towel, get it as warm as I can, put it on my skin, and really let it sit for a little while. Let the steam kind of penetrate my skin, then massage it onto my face, and then I'll rinse this out and then go in once again with a hot towel on my face and let it sit a little bit longer, and then finish removing everything else. Sometimes, mainly at night, is when I have a little extra time. So what I'll do is I'll leave this on my skin for a few minutes because it feels so nice on the skin, and then go in and remove it. But really awesome. Highly recommend both of this. This is one that I will be repurchasing. This is my first bottle of this, and this is something that I do plan on investing moving forward. For toning and exfoliant, because I will use this for both. I have 3 here. I have 2 empties. And where's the other one? It's the one from Knit Fab. I'll start off with these two. These are the most inexpensive ones. This is not one that I plan on buying again, although it did work out. I feel like it's a little expensive for the amount that you get, which is 3.4 fluid ounces. And I'll grab this with a cotton square. These are from Shiseido. They come in this little pack right here. I already filled in my jar with whatever remaining product. I just dropped that one. Remaining cotton square that I had. But these are really soft. And I'll squeeze it onto this and then put it onto my face after I've washed my face. This did work. It helped even out the texture of my skin. It did leave my skin feeling very radiant, but I felt like it was a little bit pricey for the amount of product that I got. I don't think this lasted more than a month, maybe, of consistent use morning and night. But it is a product that works, so do recommend it. The next one are the glycolic pads. This is the glycolic fix night pads in extreme from Knit Fab. I would have this already would I not be struggling with finding this product. I used to get this at CVS. That's where I first found them 1 or 2 years ago, I want to say. And then I started seeing them at Ulta. I no longer see them at CVS. I no longer see them at Ulta, so I don't know what the deal is. But these are really awesome. Although they say extreme, this is a product I can use day and night. These have 5% glycolic. And again, I used it as a toner and an exfoliant, and I felt like these really helped in evening out the texture of my skin. These did take a little while for me to see results, but they do work, and I highly recommend them. The next one is from Dr. Dennis Gross. I have recently repurchased this. I threw away the little box, but I have the one from the box that I got when I initially bought these. These came in a kit and they were $88, which is about the same price as just this one box right here. They came with 35 little pads here. I bought this one right here at Sephora. This one I got at Nigel's, which is an industry store. But this one right here came with a little cleanser, a moisturizer, and the pads. And I already finished that and then went and bought these. These, I feel like it almost renews my skin quite a bit more, and I felt like these worked a lot faster. I did notice a huge difference immediately with these just after a couple of days of usage. Again, it evened out the texture of my skin. I did notice reduction in the pore size. I noticed that I wasn't breaking out. When I use these products, they prevent breakouts for me. This one right here, I just felt like my skin looked more rejuvenated and just renewed overnight. These are awesome. This is gonna be a forever purchase. I have to say that this is probably, out of majority of the things that are here, or everything here, this is the item that has made the biggest difference. For me, my biggest issue is not only uneven texture, but I have a lot of hyperpigmentation. I don't feel like this really helps with my hyperpigmentation, but as far as evening out texture and preventing breakouts, this definitely does help out and has made a huge difference. A serum that I got the little sample size here, I think this was a deluxe, I'm not really sure. I got this with my points at Sephora. This is the Caudalie Vino Perfect, and it's the Radiance Serum. This is really awesome. I love this so much. I went to buy the full size, and I am now past the halfway point. This lasts a really long time. I remember this lasting me well over a month of daily usage, morning and night. Sometimes I will skip in the morning and mainly use it at night, but I only use a very small amount because I only use it in the areas where I have more discoloration, more hyperpigmentation here, and I felt like it lightened up, not got rid of, okay, because you got to remember these are over-the-counter products. This is not going to be as intense of a treatment as maybe going to a dermatologist. So for it being over the counter, I did notice reduction in the discoloration of my skin. I felt like my skin looked more even, and it had this glow about it, and I loved it so much that I bought this. I am gonna keep the little sample size bottle here because I can always fill some of this into this whenever I'm traveling, because this is pretty heavy. These are glass bottles, and these come with a little dropper here. Again, I only use it in this area here. I don't use it anywhere else. An oil that I really enjoy, especially at night, this one is from Fresh. It's a Sea Berry Moisturizing Face Oil. I have a drop of this left. This is a product I plan on repurchasing. This one has omega-3, 6, 7, and 9. And this is an item that I felt like my skin it felt very plump in the morning whenever I use this. Doesn't leave me overly greasy in the morning. When I'm waking up, I just look refreshed and I looked plump. And I don't know, when you start getting into, you know, you're nearing your 40s, your skin lacks luster. It lacks radiance. It looks dead, you know, in the mornings. Mornings are just not the same, to where this, I felt like it plumped up my skin, so it felt and it looked more youthful. The perfect amount of hydration, never felt dehydrated. In the winter, I do need maybe a couple of oils, but during the summer, this was enough for me, and I love it. This will be a repurchase. 2 moisturizers here, one that I love, one that I don't love so much. I'll talk about the Neutrogena Hydro Boost Water Gel here. This is one that I have tried before. and I really enjoyed it the first time that I tried it. I think I bought this a couple times before, but then I found this one from Believe. It's the True Cream Aqua Bomb, and once you've used this and then moved on to this and then you go back to this, there is no comparison. I feel like people have compared these two, but there's no comparison. This is very moisturizing. If you have combination oily skin, I do recommend this because it moisturizes your skin, but it doesn't leave you oily. And this smells very fresh to me. Not fragranced at all. It does have a slight fragrance, but it doesn't smell like perfume, if that makes sense. This just smells really fresh. To where this right here, this time around when I bought it, I hadn't had a chance to go to Sephora to pick this up, and then I happened to be at Target, picked this up, and I bought it like 2 months ago and have barely used it because even just opening it, this has a very, very, very strong fragrance smell, which to me tells me has a lot of alcohol. So I feel like because I use the glycolic pads every single day, morning and night, when I was putting this on, it burned my skin, and that combined with the fragrance, the strong fragrance, and it just wasn't working for me. I also felt like this, more than moisturize, took moisture away from my skin, so I didn't really feel moisturized with this. So this is an item that has been sitting in my restroom area because I'm not enjoying it, so I'm gonna go back and purchase this, although this is a lot more expensive than this here by twice, I think twice the amount. This is worth it. I should have just made the trip to Sephora and bought this as opposed to buying that one right there. For my eyes, I've been using the ginseng from Origins. This is the Refreshing Eye Cream Brightening and Depuff. Oh my gosh, yes. This depuffs, this moisturize, it adds the right amount of moisture. It's a little bit on the rich side, but as you get a little bit older, you need the extra moisture. I feel like my under eyes drink this product up. I mean, it just says, give it to me. Give it to me. It loves, my under eyes love this. I think more than any under eye product that I have ever used. And I've heard about this a few years ago and just now got around to trying it, and I love this so much. It's really, really great. Highly recommend this. For sunscreen here, because sunscreen is pretty major for me, I use sunscreen every single day. If I'm gonna skip anything as far as moisturizers, this is not gonna be one of them. The one that I got, I used okay, let me start off by saying my dermatologist is the one that recommended La Roche as far as the sunscreen for me. And the one he recommended to me initially was the body one. It came with a little spray, and that you can use for your body and your face. But he told me only use it for your face because it's a pretty expensive sunscreen. I think it was $40 for the aerosol can. That one lasted forever, I want to say, and at some point I lost it. I don't know where it went, but I lost it and I was really sad. But that one, because it was more for the body, I did feel like it was a little bit on the greasy side. So then I moved on to the La Roche-Posay Toleraine Double Repair Moisturizing UV. This worked really well for me, mostly in the winter, because it did leave me a little bit on the greasier side. But I knew I wanted to try something a little bit with a higher SPF because I am an SPF lover. I've loved it. I don't know, I've been using SPF I think for the past 20 years, if not more, because I believe in protecting your skin. So this worked really well for me in the summer, but it has an SPF 30, so it may be something that I'll repurchase, but more in the winter. To where this one I've been using in the summer. This one took me a little while for me to get used to it because this leaves your skin feeling a little velvety, so it has more of a mattifying property to it. I have even used this as a primer and sometimes skipped on an actual primer because I felt like this did enough for me. This one is the La Roche-Posay Anthlos 50. This is the ultra light sunscreen fluid, and it has an SPF 50. This initially, it took a little learning curve because I was pouring out too much and it was leaving a very strong white cast, number one. And I felt like when I was over applying, as I kept massaging it into my skin, it would roll right off of my skin. You only need a couple of drops of this, rub it onto your fingers and then pat it or rub it onto your face. I even put it under my eyes, over in this area, brought it down, whatever remainder. I would put it onto my hands. You bring it to the back of your neck in this particular area, and it works really well. And I love it because it doesn't smell like a sunscreen or too heavily like sunscreen, and it doesn't leave me oily at all. So have been enjoying this so much. These are a little bit pricier, but to me they're definitely worth it. I think that's actually, let me talk about the Bioderma. This is a micellar water. I like the one from Garnier, the one with the blue cap. I feel like this is a little bit stronger as far as it does a better job at removing your makeup, but I felt like the one from Garnier wasn't as irritating to my eyes as this one is. This one I had a full bottle of, used it up, and it removes the makeup really well, but it was just, my eyes was just not in love with this. And that's where I mainly use micellar water, is in my eye area, to make sure I move everything else, because these other two do such a great job at removing the makeup on my face that I didn't really need anything extra. But quite frankly, since using those, I've never gone back to a micellar water. But this one I got because somebody gave it to me, so it was sitting up on my shelf. I've had it for 5 months, 4 months maybe, and I have yet to open this because I'm pretty satisfied with the other two. A facial spray here from Mario Badescu. This is in rose water. I use this more to refresh. Maybe my skin is feeling a little dull, like it needs a little pick-me-up. I'll grab some of this and just spray it. I also carry this in my kit. I carry this one and the one with just the aloe. I think it's a cucumber aloe one, the green one. This is nice if your skin is maybe feeling a little, I don't know, maybe you're a little bit red, you're feeling like you need a little pick-me-up. I spray this and it calms down a lot of the redness on my skin, and it just, I don't know, the scent of this is invigorating. I do feel like this moisturizer adds moisture to the skin. It almost revives it. So this is something that I do recommend. I don't think these are very expensive. They're from Mario Badescu. You can find them at Ulta, and they're pretty great. I think that's everything I mentioned. I mentioned the Shiseido cotton squares, and I also mentioned my microfiber towel. I hope you guys found this video helpful. I know this is a little bit on the longer side, but I wanted to give you guys as much information as possible. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.